Hi, my name is Rachelle Smith, entrepreneur, professional speaker, and author. Here with another one of Rachelle's reads. I just completed this book, this biography on Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, and it was just so inspiring. And so I wanted to utilize this and utilize her as an example of one who beat the odds, one who overcame adversity. And I really enjoyed learning about the life and basically the leadership journey and the upbringing and all of that of Miss Sotomayor, and the fact that she was born in extreme poverty in Puerto Rico, and her mother Selena had of course had a bigger vision, a better vision for her life, and they immigrated to New York. And so it doesn't matter, and I think this book makes so many different points, but I'll just choose a few here. And I think that the life and the leadership and the legacy that she is establishing is that no matter where you come from, no matter what your background, your gender, your age, your race, your ethnicity, okay, all of those, particularly those factors that you can't control, all right, those are not in and of themselves are able to determine your level of success or failure in life. Because you got folks just like her. You got folks like LeBron James who've overcome a tremendous amount of childhood adversity and stuff growing up, and who've gone on to achieve great things. Or recent Olympians, Simone Biles, the woman, the young lady who's taken the gymnastic world by storm. Very tough childhood, spent some time in foster home. Her mother has battled addiction and alcoholism. Her grandparents adopted her and the siblings and raised her, and look at her now. Okay, one of our newest Olympians, gold medalists. All right, and so just like Sonia Sotomayor, they didn't make excuses. They didn't say, well, I wasn't exposed to this, and so this isn't even an option for me. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people make, regardless of your childhood. It doesn't matter how much money you had or didn't have growing up. It doesn't matter what type of upbringing you had or didn't have. It doesn't matter what you think your prospects are for success or ambition or anything like that. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to believe in yourself? But are you willing to work hard? And as I enjoyed reading about the life of her, and as a child, was spending years in New York, she growing up after they immigrated from Puerto Rico, she loved Perry Mason. She loved watching Perry Mason. And she said that determined, and watching those episodes, and she was a huge fan, but that basically kind of showed her that the life, this whole kind of legal system and the courtroom and all of that. And she said those episodes inspired her. She knew from those episodes and being such a great fan that she wanted to be an attorney. She wanted to go into law. She wanted to practice law. And so in high school and things like that, worked hard, made things happen, eventually landed into Princeton as an undergraduate, and then Yale Law School, did extremely well, and talked about in the book some of her challenges, and of course in the Ivy League, of course, back in the 70s, as being a female for one, but also Hispanic of Puerto Rican descent, but didn't let any of that deter her. She was still focused. She was still driven. She was still ambitious. She beat all of the odds and was willing to be a champion for not just Hispanic students or minority students, but for all students and women and things like that. But she was just very focused on her purpose and didn't let any adversity, any hardship, any discrimination, any obstacles, any struggles, any hardships, any setbacks stop her from achieving what she sought to achieve. And that was to go into law. And she made that happen, and she was willing to pay the price. Okay, she started out in the New York prosecutor's office, working super long hours for super little pay. But she knew she needed to get that good experience. She needed to get that trial experience. She knew she wanted to move forward and go on to higher levels of law. And fortunately, due to her and super intelligence and her work ethic and just her ability to handle and manage and command a courtroom in a courtroom setting, other people believed in her as well. There was other judges, there was other prosecutors, there was other attorneys and others that really watched her and really identified that potential in her, and they were willing to be her advocate and support her and mentor her and things like that. So all of that is discussed in the book, but just wonderful, wonderful example. And now look at her. She's a Supreme Court justice in the highest court of the land. Okay, when in her younger years as a child, she knew she wanted to go into law, but being a Supreme Court justice, that's all the way up here. Okay, she couldn't fathom that, but she made it happen. So folks, no dream is too big, no ambition is too big or too great. Whatever it is you're trying to achieve in life, it's never too late. You may be watching this saying, Rachelle, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my 60s, I'm in my 70s. Folks, it is never too late to make your dreams come true. I don't care what your life, what your past has been like. I don't care what your history has shown. I don't care what your upbringing or family dynamics have been. Do not let any of those external factors dictate your future success, your future potential, your future achievement, your future success. All right, because it's truly all up to you. And I think Sonia serves as a great example, again, from just a childhood growing up in Puerto Rico with a mother who was willing to sacrifice and immigrate to the United States and really valued education, pushed her well, and identified education as again, the great divider. And I often say education is a great divider in life and society. And so she was able to get a great education and worked extremely hard, worked the extremely, you can only imagine the toughness required in the New York prosecutor's office, but she was willing to pay her dues, and she did. Then went on, of course, and to attain a couple of other judgeships before moving on to the highest court of the land. She made it possible, but it all stemmed from a childhood dream, watching Perry Mason episodes. So regardless of where your inspiration has come from, how long the inspiration has just been circling on the rotisserie of your mind, you have what it takes to make your dreams come true. Don't delay. Act today. Start to make things happen. Get the ball rolling. There's so many different ways I can describe for you to take action towards achieving your goals. But folks, don't let anything stop you. Any external factors, any genetic factors, race, background, gender, socioeconomic background, any of that, upbringing. Don't tell yourself I'm from the wrong side of the tracks, or I'm not from this type of background, or I don't have money or privilege, any of that. You reach for the stars, because once you have that mindset that it's truly you are the only person, you are the biggest person stopping you and standing in your own way, your life will never be the same. So go out there and achieve and do whatever it is that you've been wanting to achieve and make things happen. So I thank you so much for your time. Make it a wonderful day.